right, 911C, Intro to Identities. We're going to use identities to manipulate an expression or equation. So remember, here's our reciprocal, quotient, and Pythagorean identities. You need to have them memorized. Remember, we always want to look for Pythagorean or large identities, double angles, some indifferent. Then we check to see if there's any algebra we can do. If not, then we change everything to sines and cosines, and we start again. So we're going to make the left side look like the right side, given a hint. So no Pythagorean or big identities, no algebra. There's nothing I can combine together, but let's change everything to sines and cosines. So secant is 1 over cosine. Cotangent is cosine over sine. Now algebra, those are going to cancel out. And you're left with 1. We're done. For this one here, I don't really see any big identities. Maybe Pythagorean because it's the left side. I don't know just yet. So let's switch everything to sines and cosines. So if I do 1 over cosine to the 4th x minus, and this is sine to the 4th x over cosine to the 4th x. Now I can combine those together into 1 minus sine to the 4th x over cosine to the 4th x. And now I have 1 minus sine to the 4th. Well, if that's 1 minus x to the 4th, right? That's kind of like the same thing. Well, that's a difference of squares. Square root, so that's 1 plus x squared, 1 minus x squared. So this actually factors into 1 sine squared x times 1 plus sine squared x, and this is over cosine to the 4th x. I'm going to continue here just because I'm running out of room. Now this 1 minus sine squared x, now we're starting to look like we have some Pythagorean identities here, right? So the Pythagorean identity, sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1. If I move that to the other side, cosine squared equals 1 minus sine squared. So I can replace that with cosine squared. And I still have this 1 plus sine squared. And this is over cosine to the 4th x. Now, you might be thinking, well, what about the 1 plus sine squared? What can I do with that? Can I manipulate this statement to make it 1 plus sine squared? Because if I move that over, it's 1 minus. If I move the 1 over, it's sine squared minus. There's no way, so we just leave it alone. But now, algebra, cosine squared, that cancels out, so you're left with 1 plus sine squared x over cosine squared x, which is what we're looking for. So for this one, I don't see any big identities. I can't combine them yet because of algebra. So this third, change everything to sines and cosines. Okay, again, back to the top, no big identities, but now algebra, I can combine these together, find the common denominator. So sine x, cosine x. Now I can combine those together. Sine x minus cosine x over sine x cosine x, which is what we're looking for. So to conclude, we need to know our identities. We need to memorize the identities. Memorize them. This does conclude our lesson. If you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments.